only 7 items that you could get dropped off where you live now, I'm going to use it for the environment that I'm in, because if I was in the tropics I would change it, but if somebody's going to drop me in the Colorado Rockies, or just in the Rockies period, or in the mountains, what 7 items would I want? What 7 items would you want? The 7 items that I would want, and I could even cut it down further than this, but if there were 7. First one would be my knife, for sure. I definitely want my knife with me. It would be nice to have a means of sharpening it, but if I don't, But for sure, a knife, because one thing that I've always taught people that I've spoken into their lives is that your knife is your life. With one of these you can make fire, you can make shelter, you can purify water. Almost every single thing you need a cutting tool, and a really good cutting tool makes all the difference. So a knife would be the first one for me. Probably the next one would be a good means of making fire. I know there's a lot of controversy on this, but me personally, what I would want is one of these, a magnesium striker. And the reason being is I've used this thing for probably 5 years, almost 6 years, and I don't know very many people that have used the same lighter for 6 years to make fires, let alone as many fires as I make with this. And I don't think I'm going to find something else that I like better than this. I know there's people that like lighters or they like matches, but I can soak this in water, I can drop a rock on it, and it's always there, it's always handy. I don't have to worry about the fuel leaking out, I don't have to worry about the fuel running out. You know, I think they said this one right here is supposed to do something like 12,000 strikes. Well, if you figure maybe 3 strikes per, something like that, it's a lot of fires. Anyway, if it was only 1 strike per making a fire, it's 12,000 fires. And they're referring to if you're doing the full length of the rod, which this one actually used to be about this long, but I actually broke part of it off because I used it so long. This one, I still got a little bit more life in it, but it's getting pretty worn out. But that's a lot of fires with one of these. The next item I would most likely take if it was me would probably be an axe, especially if it was in the wintertime. And I would for sure take my Grand Force Brooks small forest axe. I love this axe. I'd always wanted one, and my wife actually bought me one a few years back. And ever since I got it, they make the best axe I have ever handled. Everything about it. The way the head is hung on the wood is perfect. The type of wood they use, everything about it. It's just an absolutely gorgeous piece of craftsmanship. They stand by their work, and they do very, very, very nice work. They make a good quality sheath too. And I have heard a couple people complain about the thickness of the sheath, they wish the leather was a little bit thicker. I actually don't. I think the leather's a good thickness. That's about the same thickness of leather that I use in my knife sheath. And unless you're planning on chopping with it in the sheath, you really don't need any thicker leather, but that's me. So, my Grand Force Brooks, that makes 3 items. Next one would be a saw. If I had a choice, it probably would not be the Gerber saw. Would probably be, I can't remember the name of it right now, but I think it's Bushcraft or something. It's a Swedish made saw, but that's the one I prefer over the Gerber. The Gerber's a pretty good little saw, but from what I've seen, this is my 3rd one. I think I've had 2 of them break down, and the blade could be a little bit thicker. I think it would hold up a little bit better. That's just me. But a good means of straight cuts. I know, a lot of cutting tools in here. Next one would be a cup. And if it was me, I would probably either take this or my billy can. because there's so many things I can do with this. I can dig holes with this. I can purify water with this. You can cook a stew in this, you know. And it's got handles already on it that are pretty sturdy. The only thing I do not like about this is I don't have the means of being able to hang it over the campfire. I have seen people that will drill a couple holes here, and then they have 2 hooks, and then they can hang it over the campfire. They also have some pretty cool lids, which I'm gonna get one of those at some point. Just never have wanted to spend the money on it. I'm too cheap. And I like the British canteen cups. The US ones, they're a little bit smaller, and I like the wider opening instead of the smaller one, which is the US military ones, but it's just preference. So, canteen cup or a billy can. If I had to decide, it would probably be actually a billy can, but it might be the cup, because then I can hold it, drink out of it, and everything. The billy can does have some more things about it that you can do, but next one would be a canteen for water. Definitely very, very important. You need a good way of carrying water, because out in nature there's not a whole lot of methods of transporting water. So, a canteen. The last one would be either parachute cord, or the other one I would probably pick is, if it was in the wintertime, especially here, I would not take the parachute cord, I would take a wool blanket. Because with this and a wool blanket in the wintertime, I'm okay. I can survive if you give me an axe and a wool blanket in the wintertime in the Rockies. If you give me means of making fire and a knife, I'm comfortable. So, those are my 7 things that I would take if I was going, if somebody's going to drop me off wherever. If I was going to go to the tropics, it would be different, but tell me what your 7 things are. What 7 things would you take? What 7 items would you want in a survival situation? And I'll go over those one more time for you. Number 1 was a knife. Number 2 was means of making fire. 3, axe, Grand Force Brooks. 4, a saw. 5, canteen cup. 6, canteen. 7, parachute cord, or a wool blanket. Leave your comments down below of what of this you don't like, what of this you do like, and tell me what your 7 items are. Please leave the comments down below, and if you're a new watcher and you haven't yet subscribed, hit that subscribe button. Oh, and if you guys want to keep seeing these videos, please hit that thumbs up. Help support the channel, and it'll ensure that I keep making more and more of these videos. Thanks guys, have a great day.